Hello students of Standard 8. Welcome to DAV Moil Public School. I am your English teacher Jagruti Meshram. Let's begin our today's online session of English. Today we will start with a new topic of your English literature, luncheon. The story The Luncheon is written by William Somerset Maugham. The word luncheon means a light midday meal in Middle English language. This short story is about a lady of 40 years age who is a fan of his writing. She wins the author's favor and expresses her wish to meet him at a high-class restaurant for the luncheon. Let us see what happens in the story. The Luncheon is a short story by W. Somerset Maugham. The story begins with the narrator meeting one of his acquaintances in the theatre. They had met after a long time, that is 20 years, and the narrator found it hard to recognize her. The acquaintance, that is a lady, recognized him immediately and asked him if he remembered the last and first time they had met. She reminded him that he had asked her out for luncheon. As I told, luncheon is a midday meal. The narrator quickly remembers what had happened and now he is telling us the story. The narrator was living in Paris 20 years ago. He had a tiny apartment in the Latin Quarters overlooking a cemetery, and he was earning barely enough money to keep his body and soul together. And the lady who has met him had read a book of his and had written to him about it. He answered by thanking her, and presently he received from her another letter saying that she was passing through Paris and would like to have a chat with him. But her time was limited and the only free moment she had was on the Thursday. She was spending the morning at Luxembourg, and would she give her a little luncheon at Piot afterwards. Piot is a restaurant at which the French senators eat. Senators means members of the Senate. It was so far beyond narrator's means. He had never even thought of going there. But he was flattered, and he was too young to have learned to say no to a woman. He had only 80 francs at that time, which were last for the rest of the month, and a modest lunch should not cost more than 15. If he cut out his coffee for next 2 weeks, he could manage well enough. So the narrators informed her that on Thursday they will meet at 12:30 at Piot's. When they met, the narrator saw that she was not so young as he had expected. She was in fact a woman of 40, very talkative. But since she seemed inclined to talk about him, he was prepared to be an attentive listener. He was startled when the bill of fare was brought, for the prices were a great deal higher than he thought. But the lady reassured him that she never ate anything for luncheon. But I answered generously, "Oh, please don't say this." Again the lady said she never eat more than one thing. She thinks people eat far too much nowadays. A little fish perhaps. And she wants to order a salmon. But narrator was knowing that it was early in the year for salmon and it was not on the bill of fare. But then also he asked the waiter if there was any. The waiter answered, "Yes, a beautiful salmon has just come in. It was the first they had." So the narrator ordered the salmon fish for the guest. The waiter again asked the lady if she could have something while it is being cooked. First she answered no, but then she said, "A little carvy if you have, I never mind." You can see in picture the carvy. The narrator's heart sank a little. He knew that he could not afford carvy, but he could not very well tell her that. He told the waiter by all means to bring carvy, and for himself he chose the cheapest dish on the menu, and that was the mutton chop. To this the lady said, "You are unwise to eat meat. She don't expect. How can you work with such eating heavy things like chops? You are overloading your stomach." Then comes the question of drink. Then came the question of drink, but the lady said she never drink anything for luncheon. And the narrator also says, I also do the same. But at the same moment, the lady spoke, "Except white wine. These French white wines are so light. They are wonderful for the digestion." She asked, "What would you like?" I was not able to answer anything. She gave him a bright and amicable flash of her white teeth. And the narrator said his doctor won't let him drink anything but champagne. So I ordered a half bottle of white wine for her. "What are you going to drink then?" she asked me. So the narrator said that he wants to drink only water. She ate the carvy and she ate the salmon. She talked gladly of art and literature and music. But the narrator wondered what the bill would come to. When his mutton chop arrived, the lady looked him quite seriously and again said, "The habit of eating a heavy luncheon is very bad. You are doing a mistake. You must follow her example," that is lady's example, "and eat very light." To this the narrator said he is going to eat only one thing. Again the narrator came with a bill of fare. She waved him aside with an airy gesture to come here and said, "Never eat anything for luncheon, just a bite." She never want more than that, and he eat that more as an excuse for conversation than anything else. He couldn't possibly eat anything more unless they had some of those giant asparagus. Now the lady ordered giant asparagus. Asparagus is a plant whose shoots are used as vegetables, and she should be sorry to leave Paris without having some of them. The narrator's heart sank because he had seen only them in shops. He knew that they are very, very expensive, which he cannot afford. His mouth had often watered at the sight of them. To this, what the waiter said, "Madam wants to know if you have any of those giant asparagus." So the narrator tried with all his might to say no. A happy smile spread over his broad face, and he assured that yes, the asparagus are there. And the asparagus arrived, and the narrator described the lady as shamelessly thrusting the asparagus down her throat. Dear students, we will continue this chapter in our next session. Dear students, based on our today's session, here is a short assignment for you. Have a nice day. Thank you.